We should legalize all drugs and then give counseling to if the drug use seems to be out of hand, like how in Portugal they decriminalized all drugs and then give people counseling if they need it. And people are doing fine.
A drug disaster on the streets of Portland, Oregon, that some voters blame on a law they actually voted for. Measure 110 passed in 2020 with 58% of the vote, decriminalizing the possession of small amounts of drugs, even methamphetamines and fentanyl. Instead of being arrested, violators may get a $100 citation. But those potentially lethal drugs.
I mean, it's no real difference with the rich who love to do a lot of different drugs and stuff. When they get caught, a lot of them don't even get in trouble.
Have a grip on the city that not everyone can survive.
That potent drug fentanyl, man, is killing people. It's killing people. It almost killed me.
Damian Phillips once called these streets his home, but is now in recovery.
It's a lot rougher than anybody knows. I could say that. Like going through the withdrawals and everything, it's painful.
For others,
That's why we need to have drugs regulated and sold by licensed stores so that just not everybody is getting a drug that they don't want or overdosing on their wrong dose.
the pain is just too much to overcome.
The police came and they were like, that person's not high, they've died on the sidewalk.
Jesse Burke is a local business owner in the Old Town District who voted to pass Measure 110. But now she says open and blatant drug use has become the norm.
The city commissioner asked me recently, what % of the day do I see people using drugs? And I said, is there a number more than 100? Given what's...
Okay, give people a place to use these drugs, like you do with alcohol. People can go to a bar to drink alcohol. We can make other bars for people to do drugs.
Happen, would you vote for it again?
Absolutely not. Just because you see the ripple effect of what has happened.
The law was implemented.
I mean, imagine if there were no bars for people to drink at. You would see the same kind of stuff going on. People either drunk on the street or passed out on the streets or walking around drinking or, drinking out in public or whatever, but they got a place to drink.
Did just as the opioid epidemic and COVID-19 swept over Oregon. The number of opioid overdose deaths across the state growing every year since 2019. Preliminary numbers show more than 600 people died in just the first 6 months of 2023. Law enforcement officials say now the state's fentanyl crisis is exploding. Numerous recent drug busts in the Portland area leading to historic seizures by county sheriff's deputies, all leading to calls to repeal or at least reform Measure 110.
I believe the voters, when they voted for it, they didn't realize it was going to take away the penalties for criminal possession.
Republican leadership proposing changes that...
But why should there be criminal possession of a substance that somebody wants to do? Like, it just doesn't make any sense, in my opinion, to criminalize just possessing something. I mean, should we criminalize possessing tomato plants and stuff?
that include forced treatment programs, a ban on public use, and the reinstatement of some criminal penalties. Democratic Governor Tina Kotek announcing a plan to ask state lawmakers to ban public use while declaring a 90-day fentanyl emergency to refocus resources on the problem.
The overdose epidemic that we're experiencing here in Portland is unequivocally a tragedy.
Dr. Andrew Mendenhall specializes in treatment of substance use disorders. He's also president and CEO of Central City Concern, or CCC, a community nonprofit that helps the homeless.
It's important to not over-focus on Measure 110 being the cause of all of the problems. Oregon has had...
I mean, heavy drug use is just symptomatic, is a symptom of other different causes that people are doing to use drugs in order to avoid or deal with pain or something else. And if we were to deal with that in society, we could actually lower drug use amongst everybody. Maybe we should, find out why people are wanting to use drugs.
Had an under-resourced behavioral health system of care for many years. Oregon has an affordable housing crisis that's been unfolding for many years as well.
Anyone home?
CCC's outreach teams, led by Drew Grabham, regularly visit people living on the streets, some struggling with substance use disorder.
We actually have a mobile van, like a doctor van and a dentist. Do you have any wounds or anything like that you'd want to get looked at?
Do you believe?
I mean, yeah, a lot of people on the streets do turn to drugs because it makes it easier being on the streets. If we get rid of homelessness, we got to give people a house to live in so they're then not homeless.
Measure 110 just needs more time?
Absolutely. We need more
and
time.
it would be successful given
Absolutely.
more time?
We need more services. We need more structures. We need more housing. We need more employment.
Damian Phillips found employment with CCC's Clean Start Homeless to Work program, and he says another chance at life.
What do you think is the best way for people to find help or seek out recovery?
CCC. What I'm doing now is